Hello, everybody. YouTube land. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to talk about the astrology for the weekend, and I'm going to include Friday the 12th. So Friday the 12th, Saturday the 13th, Sunday the 14th. So we're just coming into that full moon. I'm going to post this just before the full moon. And how is that handling? How are you handling that? How is that treating you? I'm hoping I'm going to get to see it tonight. I'm going to leave home in the late afternoon so I can spend the evening and the night on the seacoast, not overnight, but I want to see the moon come out of the horizon, come out of the ocean. It's been quite a few months since I've seen that. I hope you're able to see that too, because that is always an amazing thing to connect with nature that way. But you're here for the astrology, so let me get started. Hi, I'm Dorothy Morgan. If you don't know me, professional astrologer. We're going to talk about the astrology for the next 3 days. I'm going to share the chart with you because I like to teach. And yeah, I've been doing this for a lot of years. So we're going to teach as we talk about what's going on in the chart. So this is solar fire. If that you're something you're interested in, let me know. I have coupon code for that. All right. Here's the astrology. I just kind of popped up Friday. It's for my latitude and longitude. So we won't talk about the house placements. We won't talk about the ascendant and midheaven because those are different for everybody. But I wanted us to know we're in that full moon energy right now. And that is on the 11th, depending on when you're watching this. It might be before or after the full moon, but it's at 9:36 p.m. Eastern time. And it's at 19 degrees of Aquarius. And that is hanging out right next to Saturn. So I already have a video on that. I'll link it at the end so you can go watch that if you haven't seen it yet, because it gives you really important information on how to use it. But now I want to talk about what next. Everybody makes like lots of big deals about the moon. Yeah, it's a super moon, it's the Sturgis moon, all of those things. But go listen to that video. It will tell you all about how to use that full moon in the sign of Aquarius. And now, as we're moving forward, we're still in the full moon lunar phase for the next couple of days, but now the moon's in the sign of Pisces, and that's what this chart has up here for you. So while the moon is in the sign of Pisces, after we've done all of our analyzing with that full moon in Aquarius, now we have an opportunity later on Friday and get my ephemeris here, and throughout all of Friday and Saturday and almost most of Sunday, that moon in Pisces is allowing us to integrate, to assimilate information, and to flow more perfectly than we do when we have the moon in Aquarius, because that moon in Aquarius is very analytical. All right, so that's what we're going to have going on once we get to Friday afternoon. So this is 2:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time when the moon enters the sign of Pisces. And keep an eye on that. I mean, it is separating from Saturn. It's also separating from Saturn over here by declination. So once we get to Friday afternoon into Saturday and most of Sunday, it's about that flowing, going with the flow, allowing that flow to happen, integrating what you've learned, what you're realizing, taking time to integrate all the information that that full moon has shown you. All right. So that's what that represents. And that's what that whole day is about. Next, we'll just put both of these up at the same time. I want to view what else we have going on. And here's the next chart. And this isn't until Sunday evening, because really we don't have any major planetary aspects. We're just in the full moon phase. And so while we're in that full moon phase, it's just important for us to recognize, realize, and move through with that information. Here we have, that's Mars trine Pluto. Actually, I think I want to do this one first. This is the one I want to do first. This is the sun is now in that exact opposition with Saturn. It was very close during the full moon. And let's go double check. We'll hit reports. We are still in that full moon phase. We can see that listed right there. So still in the full moon phase. The moon is at the very end of Pisces. Sun, Saturn in an opposition. This is at 1 in the afternoon, 1:11 in the afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time. What do we get with that? We've already been feeling it since the full moon, since we engaged with the full moon. And so this carries all of that energy of the full moon, and we are still in that full moon phase. So what we get to work with here is we have this opportunity, excuse me, to make adjustments. You know, the oppositions and full moons are the same aspect, and that gives us this chance to really focus in on what am I trying to achieve here. The sun in Leo is in its own sign. It's powerful, it's creative, it's passionate. Saturn in Aquarius is also, Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius, the secondary ruler. And he used to be the ruler of before we knew Uranus was around. So Saturn's quite comfortable in the sign of Aquarius. So we have two planets in their own rulerships. And, you know, the energy of this is just like, it's fixed energy. Leo, Aquarius are both fixed. So what is it that we're needing to make that adjustment? What are we being made aware of that we need to shift? It can be a struggle, but it doesn't have to be. That's the most important thing. It does not have to be a struggle. It does not have to be a struggle with authority. It does not have to be a struggle to achieve. Some people will say that it is. And for some people who want to embody that issue and that problem, you know, it can be a struggle with authority and a struggle to achieve things. For other people, it won't be a struggle to achieve things. All right. So that's what we get with that. And then we also have the same thing on Sunday. And I want you to remember, we're feeling all of these things since the full moon. Okay. Since Thursday evenings, Thursday night's full moon, we're feeling all of this to begin with. And now we have on Sunday, this is just after the moon has entered Aries, Mars, there it is making a trine aspect to Pluto. So Mars is making its connection to Pluto here. It's an earth trine. It's comfortable in Earth. You know, when we have trines, they're almost always, not every time, we do have out of sign aspects, but they're almost always the same element, and they're earth. Taurus is earth, Capricorn is earth. So when these two are together like this is working hard towards the actions that you are trying to accomplish. You know, you really do want to see where that Pluto is in your own chart, because it doesn't go that far. It doesn't move that far. So it's at 26 degrees of Capricorn, 45 minutes. You're going to want to see where that is, because with Mars coming through and connecting with it right now, this time around, you know, it is hardworking. It is about taking action. It is about our objectives. And it's like, what motivates you? Mars and Taurus, you know, we're very driven. Mars is driven, and Taurus is driven to what I value. Trine Pluto, how that needs to transform and change slowly in the long-term focus of things. And the Capricorn, of course, represents our career and our reputation. So we have this long-term, a quick aspect with Mars to Pluto, but you really want to look where that is for you, right? Where your Pluto is. So say, for example, if Pluto's on your midheaven, here, I got it on my midheaven, that means Mars is making a trine aspect to Pluto as well as my midheaven. So that means that I am driven to accomplish some things. And I've been working on a couple of projects. Didn't get as many done I really never, I had one day off in the last 10 days. I thought I was going to be on vacation. And even my email responder says I'm on vacation, but that just gave me permission not to answer emails the second they came in. That was my vacation. But I want you to look at where Mars is. This is the 14th, Sunday, the 14th, Mars trining Pluto. Where is that for you? Now, one of the things that's really kind of fun, and again, I'm just going to do some drawing on the screen right now. You know, when we have an Earth trine, that's what this is. That means they're 120 degrees apart. Now, if we go to another 120 degrees from either place, right, we're going to go that way or that way. Do you have anything that's a Virgo? So my question would be, is like, do you have anything at 26 degrees of Virgo, right? Because that would be approximately, and just in this chart, that's messy, just ignore that. But that grand trine right up there, excuse me, breakfast is coming up. That points to approximately 26 Virgo. That's where that is right there. Okay, so find that in your own chart and just see, you know, if there's anything in that sector, because if there is, well, Pluto, of course, is making an aspect to it, and now Mars, and it completes a grand trine in Earth. If you have anything there, that's the thing. You might not, and that's okay too, but absolutely look and see where Pluto is, because every time a planet leaves a sign, it's going, this last aspect is always going to be to Pluto at this point in time. And that is like, how are things changing and transforming? So that's what we have with this leftover, with not even leftover energy, but with the energy of the full moon. Let's see if the moon has gotten out of that. It's still in the full moon phase through Sunday night. So that continually inspires us to be aware of what we're working towards and what we're accomplishing. So I think that is where I will leave us. Oh, hey. Oh my gosh. It's been a while since I've done a regular daily. I'm all twisted up here. I almost forgot. You get to see me reaching. We're going to do Astro dice. I love the Astro dice. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot. I kind of get out of a habit of doing this because I've done so many without it recently, just because of who we are and what's going on in the sky. And then we're going to do a card from here. So stay with us. And if you're new, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button. And I'd love it if you would share this in your social media groups, because sometimes the YouTube algorithms are a pain in the ass and they don't share. And, you know, no new people don't get to see this. So the Astro dice, Mars in Taurus in the 10th house. Well, isn't that fun? The Astro dice is 3 dice. One is planet, sign, house. And you just roll it and you get, what's that extra message? Spirit, if you want to give me an extra message, that's what we get from it. Or it can be an answer to a question. So if you have a question, go ahead and hit pause and think about what that would be. So I'm going to read it now. So when I see Mars and Taurus in the 10th house, we already have Mars in the sign of Taurus in the astrology. It does not always match like this, but it just happens to once in a while. Mars in Taurus in the 10th house is like, I'm being driven to accomplish. 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. And since in the astrology chart of this moment in time, Pluto is in Capricorn, Mars in Taurus is making a connection to that. It's a double hit. It's basically doubles. It's a double down, right? Whatever that means. I don't gamble, so I don't know what it means, but I know it's a gambling thing. But we're doubling down on achieving what we need to achieve and being driven to accomplish the important things that we need to accomplish. Now, I know not everybody is career focused. I'm a self-employed person, which is why I really didn't get any time off, because I just didn't plan it well enough. I really have to do that. I'm so busy, but not busy, not quite enough to hire an assistant, but I'm that busy. All right. So what are you accomplishing? So this extra message from Spirit, like I just said, Mars and Taurus in the 10th house is focus, doubling down on that Capricorn energy, that career energy, the drive to achieve and accomplish. So we can really work on that over these next 3 days. Owl medicine's on the bottom. So for those of you who love owls and know that the owls represent ancient wisdom, sometimes it represents doing things quietly and then striking when the iron is hot. You don't need to tell everybody what your projects are, because there's plenty of people that will just poo-poo on everything and it just brings it down. So if that's you too, then just keep doing what you're doing it until you're ready to launch. I have a project that I'm working on, but I can't announce it until the host of the event. I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, but the host of the event has it all scheduled out. I will share that when the time comes. Nature Spirits and Tracker. So these two came out at the same time. And I see these two. Tracker is like the Virgo energy that we're about to enter. Mercury is in Virgo right now. So it's like paying attention to the details of things. All right. That's what that is. And then we have nature spirits, which is, I just love this. I mean, I spent hours in the woods yesterday picking blueberries. It's my Zen. Is it your Zen? So the nature spirits are about us getting, you know, in alignment with what's going on with nature. And we're just about to hit Virgo. About 10 days from now, we're still pretty deep in Leo, but about 10 days from now, we'll be in Virgo, and that's a bit more earthy in the nature spirits. But what that is for you, you know, what is that for you, that nature spirit, and connecting with that, trying to find your harmony and your balance by following what nature's doing. And she's a bit hot right now. So, you know, we got to do what we can to cool down a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna go off on that, but I'll leave you with that. Please, yeah, comment, like, share, you know the routine. Blessings, everybody, and I will see you on Monday. Namaste.